200 years had passed since humanity joined the Galactic Union. The stars were no longer a mystery, and Earth was now just one planet among thousands. Cities floated above Venus's clouds, colonies bloomed on Mars and the moons of Jupiter. Humanity had finally earned its seat at the great table of civilizations. But that seat came with chains. The Treaty of Silence, signed after long and painful debates, forbade humans from designing or constructing warships. The Union said it was for peace. They called it a protection from humanity's dangerous creativity. Many species remembered the early years when humans fought wars even on their own planet. To them, humans were clever, brave, and unpredictable. For 2 centuries, humans obeyed. They traded, built, explored, and pretended they didn't need weapons. But deep inside, many humans felt uneasy. Pirates raided human colonies. Alien mercenaries attacked convoys, and the Union fleets always arrived too late, or didn't come at all. At the center of this silent tension stood Admiral Juno Armitage, commander of Earth Defense Command. She was a calm, sharp-eyed woman who had served 40 years in the fleet. Her medals meant little to her now. Every report of a lost colony burned her heart. On one cold morning in the Lunar Command Center, she stood before a holographic map of the solar system. Red lights blinked where human ships had gone missing. Her assistant, a young officer named Leo Tan, spoke softly. 3 more convoys attacked near the Europa trade lane, Admiral. Survivors say the raiders used ion disruptors, Union Tech. Juno's eyes hardened. Union Tech? She repeated. And the Council still calls these pirates? Leo nodded. Yes, ma'am. They say it's impossible for anyone outside the Union fleets to have that kind of weapon. Juno turned away from the map. Her voice was steady, but her anger was quiet and deep. Then they are either lying or blind. She dismissed Leo and walked to the wide window overlooking the black horizon of space. Earth hung below, glowing blue and white, beautiful, peaceful, and vulnerable. For years she had tried to reason with the Galactic Council. She had requested patrol fleets. She had begged for defenses. Every time she received the same answer. Humanity is under Union protection. There is no need for independent military action. But protection was only a promise, and promises could not stop plasma fire. That night, Juno attended a secret meeting on the far side of the moon. The meeting room was carved into ancient rock, hidden behind false walls. Around the oval table sat 12 figures, leaders from Mars, Titan, Ceres, and Earth. Their faces were lit by the faint blue glow of the holoscreen. Every one of them carried the same silent anger. Dr. Kira Solon, a physicist from Titan, spoke first. We are dying out there, she said. Every month another colony burns. The Union sends apologies, not help. They don't see us as equals, they see us as children. Governor Malik of Mars slammed his fist on the table. Children don't build starships. We've colonized 5 worlds. Yet they still treat us like we might explode if we hold a weapon. Juno raised her hand, bringing calm to the room. We can't fight the Union directly, she said. But we can protect ourselves. A silence filled the air. Every eye turned to her. What do you mean, Admiral? Asked Governor Malik. Juno leaned forward. Her voice dropped to a whisper. I mean, we stop asking for help. I mean, we build our own defense, quietly. Dr. Kira frowned. That's forbidden. The treaty keeps us weak, Juno interrupted. If no one else will defend us, we'll do it ourselves. Secretly. Carefully, but we will do it. Governor Malik leaned back, thoughtful. A hidden fleet. Juno nodded. Not a fleet. Just one ship for now. A test. A ship that can protect colonies, stop pirates, and stay invisible. A ship that no one outside humanity will ever see. Kira looked at her with both fear and hope. A warship, she whispered. Juno smiled faintly. No, they said we can't build warships. So we'll build a Guardian. The council voted that night. 11 hands rose in favor. 1 abstained. And so began Project Helios. A secret human effort hidden from the Galactic Union, buried beneath Saturn's rings. Within weeks, coded messages spread through the human colonies. Miners were reassigned. Engineers disappeared from research stations. Resources were redirected quietly, disguised as civilian projects. No one outside the human network noticed. On a small asteroid near Titan, work began. The asteroid was hollowed out by machines. Inside, giant scaffolds rose, glowing under artificial suns. Hundreds of workers moved like ants, building something enormous. a sleek vessel with dark armor and silent engines. They worked in silence, their tools whispering in vacuum. Admiral Juno visited often, arriving in a small unmarked transport. She walked through the half-built corridors of the Helios, her boots echoing softly on the metal floor. The ship's skeleton gleamed in silver light. Captain Elias Ward, the man chosen to command the Helios once completed, stood beside her. He was young but battle-hardened, a survivor of the colony massacres at Epsilon Prime. His eyes carried both pain and fire. "You think this will work?" he asked quietly. "It has to," Juno replied. "The Union will never give us peace. We have to make it ourselves." Ward looked around the ship's unfinished frame. "They'll come for us when they find out." "They won't," she said firmly. "Not yet. By the time they do, it'll be too late." Months passed. The Helios slowly took shape. Its design was unlike anything ever made before, part human engineering, part stolen Union tech, and part innovation beyond both. Its hull could bend light, using Dr. Kira's experimental stealth matrix. Its engines could move between systems faster than any known drive. Everything about it broke the laws of the treaty. Everything about it screamed danger. And yet, to those who built it, it was not a weapon, it was hope. Still, danger grew closer. Union patrols began appearing near Saturn. Reports whispered that the Galactic Council suspected illegal human research. One slip could destroy everything. One evening, as Juno stood on the observation deck, Kira hurried in with a data tablet. Her face was pale. "We have a problem," she said. Juno turned sharply. "What kind?" "The Union sent drones. They're mapping the area around Titan. If they find the asteroid, they won't," Juno said, though her tone betrayed worry. "Tell the engineers to shut down all power signatures. Move operations underground." "We go dark," Kira hesitated. "Admiral..." "How long can we hide?" Juno looked out the window at the stars. "As long as we must." 2 weeks later, an encrypted message arrived from Earth. It came through the old communication channels hidden in noise. Leotan's voice crackled through the speaker. "Admiral, the Council knows something. They're calling for a full inspection of human colonies. You need to end Project Helios now or they'll come after you." Juno listened in silence. Around her, the command deck was quiet, only the hum of systems filling the space. After a long moment, she replied, "Tell them we have nothing to hide." Then she turned to Kira and Ward. "We don't stop. We finish the ship. Even if they find us, they'll find something too strong to destroy." Ward saluted, determination burning in his eyes. "Then we finish it, Admiral. For every colony they let burn," Juno nodded. "For every human who still believes we have the right to stand on our own." Outside, the rings of Saturn shone like silver rivers. Deep within their shadows, the Helios continued to grow, silent, massive, and unseen. As days turned into months, rumors spread through the outer colonies. Traders whispered about strange energy readings near Titan. Miners spoke of a light that moved beneath the rings. Some said it was a new kind of comet. Others said it was a ghost. Only a few knew the truth. Inside that hollow asteroid, the greatest secret in human history neared completion. Its armor was finished. Its engines were alive. Its name was written in white letters across the hull. Helios Admiral Juno Armitage stood before it one last time. The ship's massive form towered over her like a sleeping giant. She whispered to herself, "If they won't protect us, we will protect ourselves." Her reflection shimmered on the dark hull as the stars glittered beyond. For the first time in centuries, humanity was breaking its chains, and somewhere far away in the void, the Galactic Union began to feel uneasy, without knowing why. The hollow asteroid near Titan had become the most secret place in human space. On the outside, it looked like a dead rock drifting through Saturn's rings. But inside, it was alive with the sound of construction, machines humming, engines testing, voices echoing through metal halls. Project Helios was no longer an idea. It was a miracle in progress. Admiral Juno Armitage stood on the upper walkway of the command hangar, watching hundreds of engineers at work. They wore black suits with no flags, no names. Only a small symbol, an orange sun, marked them as part of something bigger than any nation. Below her, the Helios ship gleamed under artificial lights. Its hull was smooth, dark, and built from a new alloy stronger than anything in Union records. It could absorb radar, scatter heat, and hide from most sensors. It was a ghost in space. Captain Elias Ward walked beside Juno. His face was calm, but his eyes never stopped moving. Every cable, every spark, every small mistake, he noticed it all. The ship meant everything to him. "How long until the first flight test?" he asked. 6 weeks, Juno replied. "If we can keep the Union off our trail." Ward crossed his arms. "Their patrols are getting closer every day. If one of their drones spots us, they won't," she said firmly. Dr. Kira's stealth system is holding. But deep down, even Juno knew that secrecy never lasted forever. The galaxy was too big, and humans were too curious. Dr. Kira Solon worked in the lower deck laboratory, surrounded by glowing blue circuits and floating screens. She had been awake for 30 hours straight. Her small hands moved quickly over the holographic display, adjusting the ship's stealth matrix. The matrix was her invention, an energy field that could bend light and distort sensor signals. It was based on stolen fragments of alien tech, combined with human creativity. No one else could have built it. When Captain Ward entered, she didn't look up. "Your engines are overheating," she said before he could speak. "If we don't adjust the plasma conduits, the ship will melt its own stealth system the moment it jumps." Ward raised an eyebrow. "You sound like you've already tested it." Kira smiled faintly. "Of course I have. You think I trust your pilots to handle my invention without me?" He laughed softly. "You've got that typical Titan attitude, never afraid of rules." She turned to him, serious now. "Rules don't save colonies, Captain. People do. This ship will do what the Union refused to do for us." Ward nodded slowly. "Then we'll make sure it flies." Days passed in quiet determination. The Helios became more than just metal. It became a symbol of hope. The crew worked in shifts, eating and sleeping inside the asteroid. They didn't contact their families. They erased all records of their presence. In the official Union database, most of them were listed as missing or transferred. Still, the work continued. On the 10th day, disaster nearly struck. An alert blared through the base. "Incoming scan detected. Union drone approaching." Sirens echoed through the hollow asteroid. Engineers froze. Tools dropped. Juno raced to the control room. "How close?" she demanded. "Less than 50,000 kilometers." Leotan's voice came through the comms. "It's sweeping the area for energy signatures." "Shut everything down," Juno ordered. "Engines, lights, power, everything." The massive hangar went dark. Only the emergency lights glowed faint red. The Helios sat in the shadows like a sleeping beast. For long minutes, no one spoke. Everyone could feel their own heartbeat. Through the view screen, the Union drone floated past, a small silver sphere with flashing blue lights. Its scanner sent waves of energy across the rings of Saturn, searching. The readings flickered. The drone slowed, then finally it moved on. Only when its signal vanished did the crew breathe again. Ward exhaled. "That was close." Kira's voice came from the back. "Too close. Next time, they'll send more." Juno stared at the empty screen. "Then we need to finish faster." 2 more months passed. The shipyard worked day and night. Juno barely slept. Ward trained his pilots using virtual simulators. Kira refined the stealth core until it could hide an entire fleet. The Helios was nearly complete. But progress came with new problems. The engineers began running out of fuel cells. Titanium shipments from Mars were delayed. And the worst news, one of their secret transports had vanished near Neptune. Ward slammed his fist on the table when he heard it. "They're watching our routes. Someone in the Union knows." "Then we cut all outside contact," Juno said. "No more supply ships. We use what we have." "But Admiral..." "Enough," she interrupted. "We're too close to stop now." Her voice carried the weight of command and desperation. Later that night, Juno walked through the empty hangar. The ship's dark hull reflected faint light from the stars beyond the asteroid's cracks. She placed her hand on the cold metal. It felt alive. She whispered softly, "You're our future. You'll protect us when no one else would." Footsteps echoed behind her. It was Ward. "You talk to the ship now?" he asked with a small grin. "Someone has to," she said. "I need it to know what it's fighting for." Ward looked at the massive shape above them. "When I was a boy, my father told me stories about human ships, old warships that sailed oceans before spaceflight. He said ships had souls. Maybe they still do," Juno said quietly. They stood in silence, watching the ship's outline disappear into the shadows. A few days later, a storm erupted both outside and inside the command. Kira burst into Juno's office, her voice urgent. The Union just announced a random inspection of the Saturn colonies. They'll be here within the week. Juno's eyes narrowed. Random? No, they're coming for us. Ward entered right behind her. Then we need to launch before they arrive. Impossible, Kira argued. The Helios isn't ready? The navigation systems still need calibration. The stealth field hasn't been tested in real space. Ward's voice was steady. If they find us, there won't be any test at all. Juno paced across the room. Her mind raced with options, but none were safe. Launching early was dangerous. Staying was worse. Finally, she stopped and looked at them both. Prepare for launch, Kira froze. Admiral, that could destroy everything. I know, Juno said. But losing the ship would destroy us anyway. The next 72 hours were chaos. Engines roared to life. Technicians ran through corridors checking seals and circuits. Power surged through the asteroid's walls. The Helios, after years of secret labor, was ready to awaken. Captain Ward took command of the bridge. The chairs, screens, and control panels were brand new, shining silver and blue. The main display showed the outer rings of Saturn and the faint light of distant stars. Juno stood behind him, hands clasped behind her back. All systems ready? Engines primed, Ward said. Stealth matrix stable. Navigation locked. Kira's voice came through the comms. Energy output rising. Hull integrity is holding. She's ready, Admiral. Juno took a deep breath. Then let's wake her up. The hangar doors opened slowly, revealing the blackness of space. The asteroid's inner lights dimmed as the Helios lifted off for the first time. Dust and debris floated in slow motion. Every person in the shipyard stopped working to watch. The Helios rose like a dark sun, silent and majestic. Its engines glowed a soft golden color as it moved through the open gate and out into the rings of Saturn. Helios, this is command. Juno's voice came over the channel. You are cleared for departure. Stay in shadow, Captain. Ward smiled. Copy that. Taking her out. The ship glided forward, its hull almost invisible against the starlight. The stealth field shimmered faintly, then vanished completely. From the control room, Kira whispered, She's gone. Juno smiled faintly. Not gone. Free. Outside, the Helios moved through the quiet darkness between Saturn's rings. Every sensor, every system worked perfectly. Ward's hands moved across the controls with calm precision. Engines stable, he said. No external detections. The cloak is holding. Kira, watching from the base, spoke through the comm. You're invisible, Captain. The Union could fly right past you and never know. Ward looked out at the stars. Then let's make sure they don't. He touched a small charm hanging near his seat, a piece of metal from his destroyed colony. For Epsilon Prime, he whispered. Back in the command base, Juno watched the readings. Her heart felt heavy but proud. For the first time in centuries, a human-built warship, no, a Guardian, was flying again. She looked at the dark space where the Helios had vanished and said quietly, Let them come. We are not afraid anymore. The stars outside seemed to shine brighter, as if they understood. And far beyond the solar system, deep within Union space, faint signals flickered. Some distant eyes had noticed the movement near Saturn. The hunt had begun. The Helios moved silently through the cold void beyond Saturn, its dark hull blending perfectly with the shadows of the outer rings. Captain Elias Ward sat in the command chair, eyes fixed on the glowing displays before him. Every instrument hummed with life. Every system read, stable. It was a moment of triumph, but also the calm before the storm. For months the ship had remained hidden, invisible to the Union's patrols and sensors. The colonies whispered about a phantom ship appearing from nowhere, saving convoys and disappearing before anyone could thank it. Children painted pictures of the Black Sun ship in classrooms, and legends began to grow around its name. But legends could not protect the Helios from discovery. In a Union command center hundreds of light years away, Admiral Valon studied the anomaly reports. Screens displayed energy readings near Saturn. Clips appeared and vanished, always in shadowed space. Impossible, Valon muttered. No human ship can generate that signature. And yet the readings are real. A junior officer spoke nervously. Sir, sensors indicate advanced stealth technology. Not like anything in Union records. It could be a new human design. Valon's eyes narrowed. Humans, always trying to prove themselves. Send a patrol. Investigate immediately. We cannot let them break the treaty. Back on the Helios, Ward ran a simulation for the first real test of their weapons systems. Not to destroy, but to defend. Energy cannons hummed, targeting systems aligned. Plasma projectors glimmered under the hull, ready to react at a moment's notice. "Captain," Dr. Kira Solon said, leaning over his console, "the stealth matrix is operating at full capacity. Even a Union fleet scanning at maximum power would take minutes, maybe hours, to detect us." Ward nodded. "Minutes might be all we need, but we can't make mistakes. Every human life depends on this ship staying hidden until we're ready to act." Kira studied the sensors. "We're ready, but there's another problem." "What?" Ward asked. "Communication," she replied. "We need to contact the colonies we saved. But any signal risks detection. If the Union intercepts it, they'll find us before we're ready." Ward pressed his hands to his face. "So we're invisible, untouchable, and alone. Perfect." Kira smiled faintly. "Alone, until we make history." The first test mission was set. A human trade convoy near Jupiter's orbit had been under attack by alien raiders. Reports said half the ships were destroyed. The survivors were hiding in asteroid belts, terrified. Ward brought the Helios close to the convoy, careful to remain undetected. He activated the stealth field. The ship became almost invisible, only a faint shimmer marking its presence. Through the communication system, he listened. The convoy's captain begged for help. His voice was trembling, full of desperation. Ward nodded to Kira. "Time to show them what humans can do." The Helios glided silently past the asteroid belt. Its energy cannons powered up, but Ward didn't fire immediately. Instead, he used strategy. The ship's advanced sensors mapped the raiders' positions. Kira calculated a maneuver. Using the asteroids as cover, they could ambush the attackers without being seen. "Ready, Captain?" Kira asked. Ward gripped the control panel. "Ready." Then the Helios struck, not with brute force, but with precision. Energy pulses lit the darkness as raider ships were disabled one by one. The crew watched in awe as humans outmaneuvered technology far older and more numerous than themselves. The raiders panicked. They didn't understand what was happening. The Helios seemed to vanish and reappear, striking where least expected. Within an hour, the convoy was safe. Not a single human ship was lost. The survivors could barely believe it. One pilot gasped through comms. What saved us?" Ward spoke calmly, proud but cautious. "We are humans. We protect what is ours. Humans," the pilot repeated. "You're not allowed to." Ward cut the line. He knew any further communication could risk discovery. As the Helios returned to Titan, the crew celebrated quietly. Not with loud cheers or fireworks, but with smiles and a deep sense of accomplishment. Humanity had done what the Union forbade. They had saved lives not for glory, but because it was the right thing. Admiral Juno Armitage stood at the observation deck of the asteroid base, waiting for the report. When Ward's message arrived, her lips curved into a faint smile. "They did it," she whispered. "They really did it. But triumph always brings attention." Union patrol ships had detected unusual activity near Saturn. The energy readings from Helios's first flight had left faint traces. They didn't know exactly what it was, but the council grew uneasy. Admiral Valon issued new orders. Any anomaly matching human signature, investigate immediately. Do not underestimate them. If this is a warship, we cannot afford to lose control. The Union fleet began to move. Scanners swept the outer solar system. Drones zipped past moons and asteroid belts. The hunt had begun. Ward knew they would not remain hidden for long. He called a meeting with his senior officers aboard the Helios. The holographic map of the solar system floated above the table. Tiny red blips represented Union patrols steadily moving closer to Saturn. "We've been invisible until now," Ward said, "but they know something is here. We can't stay in one place. We move fast, strike when necessary, and always stay hidden." Lieutenant Mara Chen, one of the ship's best tacticians, frowned. "But Captain, if they catch us, we're in trouble. We're a single ship against an entire Union fleet." Ward nodded. "I know. That's why we won't fight like they expect. We're humans. We think differently. We use strategy, speed, and courage, not just firepower," Kira added. "And Helios isn't just a ship. She's proof that humans don't need permission to protect themselves. That message alone is stronger than any cannon." Ward smiled. "Then let's make sure they get the message." Meanwhile, rumors of a phantom ship began spreading across human colonies. Word reached even the outermost settlements. A dark vessel had appeared, saving lives without exposing itself. Parents whispered to children about the black sun that protected humanity. Traders told tales in hushed voices. The legend grew faster than the Helios could move, and with every story, hope returned. For the first time in decades, humans believed they could survive on their own. One night, as the Helios drifted silently beyond Neptune, Ward stared at the stars. He thought about the families lost to raiders, about the colonies abandoned by the Union, about the countless human lives that had been forgotten. "They think they can stop us," he said quietly. "They have no idea what humans are capable of." Kira stood beside him. "And neither do they know what we're willing to do to protect our own." Ward nodded. "Then let's show them." The discovery of the Helios was inevitable. The Union had more sensors, more ships, more rules, but humans had ingenuity. Every strategy, every maneuver, every calculation was proof that determination and courage could outmatch even the strictest laws. The crew prepared for the first encounter with the Union patrols. They didn't know what they would face, but they had a secret weapon, their human spirit. The Helios glowed faintly as its engines shifted into stealth mode, moving between planets like a shadow, and somewhere in the distance, the first Union patrol ship adjusted its course toward the anomaly. The hunt was beginning, but humanity was ready. The Helios glided silently through the darkness beyond Neptune. Its black hull reflected the faint glow of distant stars, making it almost invisible to any sensors. The ship moved with a purpose: protection. Not conquest, not revenge. Protection. Captain Elias Ward stood on the bridge, his eyes scanning the holographic display of nearby space. Tiny red blips marked Union patrols, slowly converging on their location. They did not yet know exactly what they hunted, but Ward understood their intent: to find and destroy the ship that should not exist. "Status?" he asked calmly. Lieutenant Mara Chen, the ship's tactical officer, replied, "Stealth matrix stable. Energy output minimal. We're still undetectable." Dr. Kira Solon adjusted her console, studying the energy readings. "For now. But the Union patrols are close. If we slip up, they'll know we're here, and then it will be too late to hide." Ward's hands rested on the control panel. "And we stay in the shadows. We strike only when necessary. Every human life we save is worth more than any battle we win." The Helios's first mission beyond the solar system had been simple: rescue a small human colony on the moon of a distant gas giant, under attack by alien raiders. Word of the Phantom ship had reached the colony, but the people did not know who or what was coming. The colony's leader, Commander Risa Tan, watched the skies anxiously. Communications were limited. Raiders had blocked most transmissions. She could only hope that help was coming. High above the planet, the Helios waited, cloaked and patient. Its sensors mapped the raiders' positions with precision. Ward studied the readings, formulating a plan. "They have 3 destroyers," he said. "Positioned here, here, and here." He traced the holographic blips. "They expect to strike directly." "We'll strike differently," Kira nodded. "Using asteroid cover and stealth vectors. We can disable their engines without firing a single shot in the open," Mara added. "And once their engines fail, we can guide the colony ships to safety." Ward smiled faintly. "Exactly. That's human thinking. Creative, unpredictable. Let's move." The Helios moved like a shadow between the asteroids, silent and unseen. Its energy pulses lit the inside of the asteroid field, but nothing escaped the ship's stealth matrix. The raiders believed the path was clear. Then came the first strike. Energy nets fired from the Helios' hidden projectors, tangling the raider ship's engines. A small explosion here, a disrupted shield there. The raiders panicked. They did not understand what had happened. Their sensors showed no enemy, yet their ships were failing. Ward's voice was calm over the comms. "Target disabled. Move forward. Protect the colony." The colony ships began to move under guidance from Helios's encrypted signals. One by one, they passed safely through the asteroid field, shielded by the unseen human ship. The raiders regrouped, trying to locate the attacker, but every move they made was anticipated. Helios had already shifted to another vector, hidden behind a massive asteroid. Hours later, the colony ships reached open space. Commander Risa Tan's voice crackled through Ward's communications. We don't know who saved us," she said. But you are a blessing. Ward's hands rested on the console. We are humans. We protect what is ours. Kira and Mara exchanged glances. Pride filled the room. For the first time, humans had fought a battle without Union permission and succeeded. But victory was temporary. Union sensors had picked up unusual activity near Neptune. Though they could not see the Helios directly, the energy traces left by its first missions gave them clues. Union Admiral Valon was growing impatient. Humans, he muttered, watching the holographic displays, always defying the rules. Always clever. They cannot continue to operate unchecked. Valon ordered the formation of a new fleet, a dozen of the Union's most advanced vessels, each equipped with sensors and weapons capable of tracking almost any energy signature. Their orders were clear. Find the Phantom ship and neutralize it. Back on the Helios, Ward received the first warning. Mara's voice was tense. Captain, multiple scans approaching from the outer perimeter. They're adjusting trajectories toward our last known location. Ward did not panic. Prepare evasive maneuvers. Kira, enhance the stealth field to maximum output. Mara, analyze all possible escape routes. We move like shadows, not like hunters. Kira's hands flew over the console. The stealth matrix glowed faintly, bending light and hiding energy output. Ward activated a series of decoy signals, fake energy pulses designed to confuse the Union patrols. It worked. The Union fleet detected movement, but it was not the Helios. Their scanners followed phantom blips chasing ghosts through the asteroid field. Ward's voice was calm, almost gentle. Sometimes you have to trick your enemy before you can fight them. Mara smiled faintly. Humans are clever. Ward's eyes hardened. We have to be more than clever. We have to survive. Days passed in careful maneuvers. The Helios moved silently, saving colonies, rescuing ships, and disappearing before the Union could intercept. Everywhere they went, humans whispered stories about the black ship that protected them. The legend of the Phantom Guardian grew, but the Union was relentless. Valon sent scouts and spies analyzing the colonies and mapping the areas the Helios had passed. He did not know what it was yet, but he understood one thing. Humans were no longer obedient subjects. One evening, Ward gathered his officers in the bridge for a critical meeting. We've been moving quietly, avoiding the Union, he began, but we cannot remain in the shadows forever. If we want to protect humanity, we have to send a message, not a loud one, but a clear one. Kira frowned. You mean reveal ourselves? Ward shook his head. Not fully. Just enough for colonies to know we exist. Enough for them to believe they can fight, they can survive. Inspiration is a weapon too, Mara added. We have to be careful. One wrong signal and the Union could find us. Ward's gaze swept over the bridge. I know, that's why we do it smart. Stealth, strategy, and courage. That's how humans win. The first broadcast was subtle. Hidden signals encoded in the normal communication channels reached every human colony. It was simple. We are Helios. We protect humanity. We will not stop. The effect was immediate. Across the colonies, hope returned. People began organizing, training, and preparing to defend themselves. Farmers, traders, engineers, they all became part of a quiet resistance. Ward watched the reports. It works, he said. They are listening. They are ready. Kira nodded. And the Union will notice soon. Ward smiled faintly. Let them. They will learn that humans are more than rules and treaties. We are courage and willpower. Soon the Union began sending stronger fleets toward the outer colonies. The Helios became more than a ship. It became a symbol of defiance. Every move it made inspired humans to rise quietly but firmly against neglect and oppression. In the shadows of space, a silent war had begun. Not of destruction, but of courage. Not of domination, but of protection. Humans moved like shadows, striking at injustice, saving lives, and vanishing before anyone could react. Ward stood on the bridge, gazing at the stars. The first Union patrols would arrive soon, but he was not afraid. They think they can stop us, he said softly. Kira stood beside him. They cannot. Not if we fight for each other. Ward's eyes burned with determination. Then let's show them what humans are truly capable of. The Helios drifted into the darkness, a black sun moving silently through the void. Every mission strengthened its legend. Every life saved strengthened the resolve of humanity. And far beyond the solar system, Union eyes strained to understand the unthinkable. A human warship that should not exist, moving with intelligence, courage, and willpower. The shadows were alive now. Humanity was not afraid, and the Union would soon learn that humans fight differently, not just with weapons, but with heart. The war in the shadows had begun. The vast expanse of space above Earth's orbit gleamed with the soft glow of distant stars. But below, tension gripped the planet like an invisible hand. Reports from Union scouts had confirmed it. A massive fleet was approaching the solar system. Their orders were clear. Any human ship operating without permission was to be destroyed. And somehow they suspected the existence of the Helios. Captain Elias Ward stood on the bridge of the Helios, watching the planet grow larger in the view screens. It looked peaceful from space. Blue oceans, white clouds, and green continents glimmered in the sun's light. But peace was fragile. The Union Armada would arrive soon. Status? Ward asked, his voice calm but firm. Lieutenant Mara Chen checked the displays. Sensors confirmed the Union fleet. They're 10 million kilometers out. They have dozens of ships, all armed and ready. Dr. Kira Solon adjusted the stealth field. We can stay hidden for a while, but once they detect energy spikes, they'll find us. It's only a matter of time, Ward nodded. Time enough to fight smart, not just fight hard. On Earth, Admiral Juno Armitage monitored the approaching fleet from the Lunar Command Center. She felt the weight of centuries of restriction, of treaties, of rules that kept humanity weak. Yet here they were, the Helios, a human-built guardian ready to face a Union fleet without asking for permission. She clenched her fists. "They will not touch Earth," she whispered. "Not while I can stop them." Ward activated the Helios engines. The ship moved like a shadow, positioning itself above the planet in a defensive orbit. Its stealth field shimmered faintly, bending light to make the massive vessel almost invisible. "This is it," Ward said quietly. "The day we show them who humans really are." The Union fleet arrived in formation, their ships gleaming silver against the void. Admiral Valon's flagship led the armada, sensors sweeping the solar system. He could not see the Helios, but energy traces left by its previous missions guided him closer. "This is their ship," he muttered. "I can feel it. Track everything, find it. Destroy it." Union cruisers spread out, scanning every planet, moon, and asteroid. They were confident. Human ships were forbidden, they believed, and none could challenge them. But they underestimated humanity. Ward studied the fleet on his displays. He knew that fighting directly would be suicidal. The Helios could not match the combined firepower of the Union. They would need cunning, strategy, and every advantage the ship could provide. "We use the asteroids," Ward ordered. "We move fast, strike where they least expect it, and protect Earth above all else." Kira nodded, adjusting the stealth matrix. "We can create optical illusions, hide our energy signatures, and guide their sensors away from us." "It's our best chance," Mara added. "And once we disable their forward units, the rest of the fleet will be confused. They won't know what hit them." Ward smiled faintly. "Exactly. That's how humans win." The battle began without a single shot. Helios darted between asteroids, invisible to the Union fleet. Sensors showed false signals, decoy blips designed to confuse the enemy. The Union ships fired at shadows, their energy beams scattering harmlessly into empty space. Ward guided Helios carefully, predicting the Union's movements like a grand chess game. Every strike was precise. Energy nets immobilized the lead cruisers. EMP burst temporarily disabled sensors on other ships. The Union fleet was powerful but slow and predictable. "Captain," Kira said, her voice tense but excited, "we've disabled their forward units. They can't see us yet, but they're beginning to react." "Good," Ward replied. "Keep them confused." "Protect the planet," the Union fleet scrambled. Blasters fired at empty space. Scouts raced to follow phantom signals. The Helios moved with impossible speed, vanishing and reappearing like a ghost. The Union commanders were frustrated and fearful. They could not adapt to human unpredictability. Ward watched every move carefully. His crew coordinated with precision. Colonies in the outer solar system received encrypted instructions to mobilize defenses, building minor shields, and launching small ships to harass Union scouts. Every action was part of a larger plan, the protection of humanity. Hours passed and the battle continued. The Helios struck swiftly and disappeared like lightning in the dark. Union cruisers were disabled one by one, but Ward avoided destruction. This was not a war for conquest, it was a war to defend human lives. From Earth, Admiral Juno Armitage observed the chaos through live feeds. She felt a mixture of pride and awe. Humans long underestimated were protecting themselves in ways the Union never imagined. "They think they can control us," she said softly. "But they cannot. We will never be weak again." In the heart of the Helios, Ward addressed the crew. "You have done what no one else could. We've saved countless lives today. But remember, this is only the beginning. Humanity will not bow to fear or treaties. We fight to protect our own. We fight with courage, creativity, and heart." The crew listened in silence, inspired. Every engineer, every officer, every pilot felt the weight of history and the power of humanity. Kira added, "This is our chance to show the galaxy that humans are not only survivors, but leaders. Our spirit is stronger than any law." Ward nodded. "Then let's make sure they remember the name Helios." As the battle reached its peak, the Helios executed its final maneuver. Using gravity slingshots around nearby moons and asteroids, it appeared to vanish completely. The Union fleet, disoriented and confused, could not locate the ship. Their scanners detected only traces, and every attempt to engage resulted in failures. Ward guided the Helios above Earth, positioning it as a silent guardian. Union ships, frustrated and weakened, began to withdraw, realizing they had underestimated humans. Admiral Valon clenched his fists. Impossible. They should have been destroyed, and yet, they survive. He realized then that humans were unlike any other species in the galaxy. They did not fight only with weapons, they fought with intelligence, creativity, and unyielding will. Ward looked down at Earth. From orbit, the planet seemed peaceful, unaware of the danger it had faced. Colonies in the outer systems now believed in hope. Humans had proven they could protect themselves even when the galaxy forbade it. Kira stood beside Ward. "They will try again," she said. "The Union will send more ships," Ward smiled. "Let them. We'll be ready. Humans always adapt. Humans always survive, and now, humans inspire," Mara added. "And Helios will be there, always watching, always protecting." Ward placed a hand on the console. "For humanity, for Earth, for every colony that dares to dream of freedom." Back on Earth, Admiral Juno Armitage addressed the Council. Her voice was calm but filled with authority. "The Union sent their fleet to destroy us. They underestimated humanity. They thought we would obey. They were wrong. Humans are strong, creative, and unstoppable when we fight for each other. We will no longer ask permission to protect our own. Helios proves it, and humanity will never be weak again." The Council members sat in stunned silence. Juno continued, "It is time to recognize humans not as subjects under the treaty, but as equals in the galaxy. We have earned our place not by obedience but by courage and heart." The Helios drifted above Earth like a dark sun, its mission complete, for now. The crew knew more challenges awaited. The Union would recover, attempt to strike again, and test humanity's limits. But humanity had learned something vital. Courage, intelligence, and unity could overcome any obstacle, even the strictest rules of the galaxy. Captain Ward gazed at the stars. "We've done what we came to do," he said quietly. "We've proven that humans cannot be controlled. And we've shown the galaxy the heart of humanity." Kira smiled. "And we've only just begun." Ward nodded. "Then let's keep watching. Let's keep protecting. Helios is more than a ship. It's a promise to every human everywhere." From the bridge, Mara Chen looked out at the planet below. "A promise," she said softly, "that humanity will never bow to fear again." And far beyond the solar system, Union scouts, fleets, and commanders would remember the day the Helios rose, when humans defied the rules, outsmarted the strongest fleet in the galaxy, and reminded the stars that humans fight differently, not just with weapons. With courage, with heart, with will. The galaxy had learned its first lesson. Humans do not ask for permission. Humans survive, humans protect, and humans inspire.